there is, best there was, and best there ever will be. And you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Hey folks, welcome to the Smack Raw Podcast, your one-stop shop for all your WWE, NXT, and AEW recaps, reviews, and pay-per-view predictions. Joining us today is myself, Kyle, of course, along with me, the incredulous, the incredible, the sometimes insensitive, Mr. Rob Rude. What's going on, bud?
What is going on, Kyle?
I'm feeling my intro today, man. Feeling my intro. Oh, man. Listen, guys, we are a pro wrestling podcast. If this is your first time joining us, you can find us on Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, and, of course, we are streaming live on YouTube. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Let us get to that 100 subscriber mark. Get that custom URL, and it'd be an awesome day if you did, man. We'd really appreciate it. Let's see, Rob, how was,
I wanted to take one quick moment because I know how much you love your intros, and I know that you always plug what you plug. Content creators, we got an email today. If you are a YouTube content creator, you have to go into your YouTube studio, and you have to follow their new guidelines and tell everybody if you are a child-friendly page or not. It's very important. They're going to start cracking down on this stuff. I know you don't even know yet, Kyle. I'm going to take care of it. But
I'm about to say, dang, man, hopefully.
YouTube is cracking down. It's part of a new lawsuit that happened or something like that. You have to say if you're a child-friendly YouTube channel or not. If you don't do it, they'll do it for you. And if it's done wrong, you could get in trouble and your channel could get banned. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, man.
Very important, guys. I just wanted to throw that out there. And any listeners, it's important.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Hey, did you happen to do that on our behalf? Any chance? No?
No, I'm going to take care of it tomorrow.
Okay.
Like, you need to install the app and stuff. I'll take care of it, though.
All right, sweet. Well, in that case today, then we'll just try to watch the cussing, and we'll keep it PG today, just in case. Although, I'll tell you one thing, AEW Dynamite, which we're covering, they definitely did not keep it PG. Oh, man, they were dropping S-bombs left and right. Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
It was good. Hey, listen, man, if you haven't, like I said, going back to if it's your first time listening to the show, we're just a couple of guys, a couple of marks. We like to talk wrestling with each other. That's why we do the podcast. Of course, we want you guys to interact with us. If you're on the live stream, please, man, go ahead, drop in the chat. I'm both airing and you know, I'm hosting and doing the show, and I'll chat with you at the same time, man. I'll multitask. Otherwise, hit us up on Twitter at SmackDrawPod, myself at The Kai Tai Show. Rob, of course, is at 2 words, can't see me. If you happen to forget any of this, it's going to be in the description. Plus, if you're on YouTube, it's in the scrolling little ticker there. So, yeah, man, hit us up, man. We'll talk wrestling with you all day. Something else to talk about with you, Rob, is, man, get off, you know, before we dive into it, kill a little bit of time. Any video games you're looking forward to coming up?
Oh, Pokemon. For sure. You know that was coming.
Yeah, man.
Pokemon Friday.
Friday.
Speaking of content creators, I do want to plug it again that if you hack a video game before it comes out and you publish said hacked video game to make said video game look bad, you are scum. I just want to say that. I want to say that.
Oh, man. Don't spoil Rob's game for him. Do not spoil Pokemon.
No, it's not even just me. Somebody hacked Pokemon and like made it look like the game skips and it's like badly produced.
Oh, man.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing with yourself, man? Like, what are you that miserable in your life that you have to make a game look bad? I mean, come on, dude. What are you doing?
You know, some people, they just want to, you know, troll the world out there. I just got right before AEW went on, so I have like all of like 10, 20 minutes of gameplay time, but I downloaded the new Call of Duty. It's the first one I've downloaded since Advanced Warfare, but yeah, it's pretty fun. I just started out in the story. I can already tell, man, that story seems grim. Like, I've been hearing a lot of stuff. Don't spoil nothing for me, but I've been hearing some stuff.
I skipped the campaign.
Yeah, man, that campaign seems pretty grim, man. I'm going to try, I think, Gunfight, or whichever one is the 2v2. I want to try that out.
Yes.
But anyways, we're not here to talk about video games and YouTube guides and standards. Yeah. We're here to talk AEW Dynamite, man. Hailing from Nashville, Tennessee. Rob, what'd you think of the show, man?
I enjoyed the show. I always do. I am starting to lean towards the AEW side of things.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying what they're doing and how they're putting things together.
Wednesday's becoming must-see. I've seen some stuff that was going down on NXT periodically on Twitter. They were looking pretty fire too as well. But yeah, man, Wednesday nights is the true wrestling night. No offense to Raw and SmackDown, considering we cover those shows too. Wednesday is just such a breath of fresh air, man. Such a breath of fresh air. Yeah, I said that right. But yeah, one thing surprised me tonight. If you guys weren't following me on Twitter, AEW packed so much stuff into tonight's show. There might be some criticism that nothing was given much time, and I could see that because, man, everything was just hit, next segment, promo, hit. Just they knocked out in that first hour more storyline development in promos than in some episodes of Raw over the 3-hour course that they get.
Right.
Goodness gracious, man. I couldn't believe it. My notes were pretty much full, and then I realized we were only an hour in. It was pretty gnarly. So we'll go ahead. We'll start off, man. We got a quick little glimpse of the follow-up to the Moxley and Kenny Omega Lights Out match, which was brutal. I assume you guys have seen it. If you haven't, what are you doing listening to us? Go watch it. If there's anything, I mean, the whole event of Full Gear was awesome. But come on now, if there was any match that's going to get talked about repeatedly to death, it's going to be that Lights Out match. Go watch it, folks, man. It was really good.
It's going to be the match that didn't count.
Yeah, I know. Kenny Omega, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it here already. Kenny Omega got a gnarly black eye. His back is all cut up from that.
Now, is that an actual black eye or is that makeup?
I think it's real.
Like makeup.
I think it's real because he appeared to. I mean, maybe they went heavier on it, but I mean, when he did that Phoenix Splash onto the wood, he appeared to have busted his eye open, like legit, instead of because there was no time to do fake blood or nothing, or even blade. He came down on that eye. I wouldn't be surprised, man, if that's legit. At least that's how I took it. I didn't even think that it was makeup. But yeah, Omega's a little slighted because Moxley's cleared to wrestle, who won the match, and while Omega's got to take the week off, and yeah, so that was kind of the opener. It kind of leads you to believe the feud might not be over. We might be revisiting it later. However, I don't think it's going to be immediate, considering the events that followed on tonight's show. So we kicked off the opening match. Moxley and Mike Nakasawa. Nakasawa, known for lathering himself up in baby oil. This match was a quick squash. I'm not going to lie. I love Nakasawa as much as the next guy. Moxley just tore through him. Like, he just laid through him, man. He got that paradigm shift out of just a quick reversal. I think the match may have been 2 minutes. Like I said, this was the tempo for the night, though. What'd you think about Moxley hopping on the microphone, Rob, laying out an open challenge and says he's here just to wipe out the whole roster? That's his campaign.
The only thing I don't really like about what he did was he set up for music to hit. Like, I was expecting, okay, who's going to challenge him, and then the music didn't hit. I personally felt the way it was said, like, I wanted music to hit. I wanted it to be then and there. I mean, later on we get the answer, but I don't know. I think it could have been done a little bit differently. I mean, I don't know how differently. I'm not the guy that writes the stories, but I expected music right away. So I think it was done a little poorly.
That's
just me though.
It kind of felt like that, but it was to me. It felt so. Yeah, it was awkward whichever way you shake it. So it was awkward the way it laid out a little bit, but it also would have been awkward had Moxley beat an opponent and then had another one lined up all in the same segment. You know what I mean? It was kind of a hook for the night. Right. It was kind of a hook. You don't show your cards all at once. I
mean, not even necessarily an opponent lined up. Music hits, come out, I accept. And then they just go right back to the locker room. They don't have to come down the ramp.
Right.
Music hit, I accept. And then That's what I was expecting.
No, yeah, because they did.
I'm probably overlooking it.
No. I think you're right, because it did, to me, it felt like it was an open challenge, and typically open challenges are met immediately. It seemed like he was like egging on the next fight. Even like you said, had it just been a guy saying I accept, and then you cut back and that's a match set up later on. But no, I get what you're saying, because it really did feel like another guy was like slated to come out afterwards, which was not the case. Following the match, we had a tag team match. Dark Order, Evil Uno, and Grayson taking on the Jurassic Express, the team of Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt. Rob, I got to get your opinion. What you thinking of Marco Stunt, man? What you thinking about this guy?
I can't, like, you know me, man. I don't do notes, but I did mental notes on this, and it's funny that you asked on the thing that I said. I have to say what I have to say. I can't get behind this guy, man. Like, I'm the most kayfabe guy in the world.
Is he just too small?
You got this 90-pound dude out there, man. I don't care. The Dark Order's gonna put their foot on his chest, and he's not gonna kick out. Like,
but he outthinks him, Rob.
But he's still like, just one punch and you're collapsing, dude. You're 90 pounds, man.
Is he a liability, do you think? He is the one who eats the pins.
Yes. It's a little too much, man. I mean, it's cool. Like, I like what they do. I like the Jurassic Express. I like the gimmick. But it's just the fact, dude, you're little. Kayfabe-wise, you would... Oh, man. Like, you're going to die, dude. Like...
It does feel like when you're teaming him with Jungle Boy, their offense is fast and they're smart, but they don't pack any punching power.
Right, so you can be smart all you want, but you're going to catch an elbow, and that's it. You're done.
Right.
You're 90 pounds.
It doesn't feel like they have what it takes to put away an opponent. Maybe get a submission, more likely than a roll-up as a team. But it doesn't feel like them, even as a team, they have what it takes to get the 3 count on most of the roster. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have a perfect memory. I do want to say these guys have picked up a tag team victory together, although I'm not 100%. I'm just saying 9 out of 10 opponents, these guys are probably eating the pin every time.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's probably it's probably due to Marco Stunt.
I couldn't even get behind it in a pretend aspect. I'm like, man, you're not like, dude.
He's fun though. Come on, Rob. He's fun.
He is. I will give him that 100%. What he like the flipsy doos he does, and like you said, he outsmarts the opponents, and he runs around and he's so fast. But one boot to the face, and that's it. You're not fast no more. You're knocked out. You're 90 pounds.
And then he's also pretty easy
to
keep in the corner. You just got kicked by a size
14 boot.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
I still dig it. I'm not complaining, but that's too small for me, man.
Dark Order did come away with the victory to a semi-botched filled mess. Maybe the ending. There was a couple botches at the ending. Nothing too bad. Nothing that I'm going to take away really from the match. Stuff happens, especially when you got high flyers. They're going to get wrapped up on the rope sometimes. I did like the ending, though. So this was the first time I've heard Evil Uno on the mic, and I really liked him. I actually want to hear this guy get more mic time. He pretty much said that he's got respect for said Marco Stunt, and that he should go ahead and join the Dark Order. I guess become one of the creepers instead of like one of the mainstays. He's kind of just offering him a spot as one of the goons, I guess, or creepers as they're referred to. But before Marco Stunt can answer, Jungle Boy interjects. He inadvertently gets both of them beat down by the whole said crew. And then out comes the returning Luchasaurus. We heard this guy wasn't going to be back till January. He comes back, lays out all the creepers, lays out 3 of them with a spinning back kick. I think they called that a tail whip, which is just... I love how they lean into the dinosaur gimmick, man. Ultimately, he ends up beating down Grayson. Evil Uno gets out the ring. All 3 members of Jurassic Express, they all embrace. They're back together. Probably got some wins heading their way now. Definitely with Luchasaurus back on there. Yeah, they probably got some wins. If you're not familiar, Rob, Luchasaurus is kind of like their big hybrid athlete. He's one of the largest members on the roster, but he still likes to do a lot of the cruiserweight stuff. That we saw a standing moonsault, and that's always a fun dynamic when you have a wrestler that can pull that stuff off. Yeah, so it was good, man. It was good. What we got next? We had oh shoot, yes. So we have a triple threat match. This this was quick. Sean Spears, I believe. Let me make sure I got this name right. Peter Avalon, the librarian.
Yes.
He's out there with Leva Bates, former Blue Pants of NXT, and also taking on Darby Allin in a triple threat match.
I absolutely love Leva Bates.
Yeah?
I absolutely love her gimmick. Absolutely love it. I think it's so hot, but that's just me. Like, she can do without Peter Avalon. Like, I hate him. I don't like him at all. But she pulls it off. You only need one librarian. Get rid of him. And then, I mean, hell, have Leva Bates in this match. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, they've been the constant source of debate between me and Sebastian, and we always refer to him as like, if you had to cut one person from the show, unfortunately, it's Peter Avalon. Yeah, unfortunately, no offense to him, I don't know, man. His gimmick is weird. I don't understand it. Like,
they don't need two librarians.
I know.
They don't even really need one, but okay, that's cool. I mean, Leva Bates pulls it off, but then there's this guy.
And power to you guys if you're enjoying it. And please, like I said, if this is one part where I'm wrong, man, shout it out, man. Tell me why you like him, because I just don't get it. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't get it.
We here at the Smack Raw podcast support all opinions, and we respect all opinions. But mine is this guy's got to go.
You know what it kind of strikes me as? Is we've, over the years, given WWE so much crap for that early 90s era where every wrestler was like just a regular occupation person, and we haven't had to deal with that over the years. And now AEW has a gimmick that just seems like a regular person occupation. Unless I'm overthinking it, I don't believe anybody else, other than maybe Britt Baker because she's a dentist, but that's not her gimmick. That's just what she's known to do on the side. Yeah, exactly. She's not a dentist as a wrestler, whereas these people wrestle as librarian. I don't know. See, this is what I'm saying. This is where I get confused, man. Like, oh man, this match, like I said, sticking with the tempo, over very quickly. Shortly into the match, out comes Joey Janela. He's not finished with Sean Spears. Chases Sean Spears through the audience. Then this allows Darby Allin get the upper hand on Peter Avalon. Hits the coffin drop, which, by God, man, I'm telling you, it's like one of my all-time favorite finishers. Dude, that coffin drop is so simple, but yet looks so crazy and intense and scary. Like, I love it. I love every second of it, man. But yeah, Darby Allin picks up the win. Dude, does Peter Avalon even have a win? I think he's winless. I think he might be. That's who. Oh man, that's who. So I was talking about last week. Who does Brandon Cutler? Who does Brandon Cutler beat to get his first victory in AEW? It's Peter Avalon. These two should, if Peter Avalon is winless, okay, I don't know for sure, but if he is winless, you should set up a story where him and Brandon Cutler eventually meet, and the story is who's the first person, whose O must go, but instead of it being an undefeated O, it's their winless O, and then have Brandon Cutler win. That's book it. Yes, sir. All right. Following the triple threat, we got Nyla Rose. She has returned. We haven't seen her since
you missed a little plug. Darby Allin accepts John Moxley's challenge.
Son of a gun. Yep, you're right. God dang it, man.
That's a big deal, Kyle. It's not a skip.
It's in my notes too. I'm not even.
Sebastian would be so mad at you right now.
Yeah, you would. God dang it, man. Well, you heard it here, folks.
Darby Allin basically grabs the mic and he says, John Moxley, I accept, and then he throws the mic down.
Hell yeah. Now, have you seen the highlights of their match in the Indies before AEW was formed?
No.
So do you remember the match, what Darby Allin had it the other week where, I forget who he was facing, but he ended up getting his hands tied behind his back, and he still was doing a bunch of crazy stuff? I can't remember if you were on that show. Yeah. So
I wasn't on the show, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he did that in an indie match against John Moxley. and he hit all these spots too. So yeah, that's kind of where, I mean, I'm assuming that's where that spot originated. Maybe Allen's done it a couple times before. I don't know, but yeah. So these guys met on the Indies less than a year ago, and now they're going to meet again, which later in the show is confirmed next week. So that's going to be dope. It's going to be real dope, actually. So once again, following that spot, which I wholeheartedly apologize for missing, we have Nyla Rose taking on I'm assuming local talent, maybe not, but Danny Jordan, who you knew was going to get destroyed because it's Nyla Rose's return since her loss to Riho for the women's championship, and also Danny was already in the ring. Like, we only got Nyla Rose's entrance. Danny was already standing there. And yeah, it was over before it started, man. We've already spent more time talking about the match than actually how long it took place. Yeah.
Valid.
Yeah, man. Man, we're moving right along. Like I said,
Danny Jordan put up a fight.
She did. Yeah,
like, it wasn't, I mean, it was a squash, but she put up a fight. She didn't, like, in my opinion, she could have maybe somehow won that match. Unlike most squashes, Viking Raiders.
Oh, my gosh.
She put up a fight. So if she is local talent, AEW, sign her.
Yeah, man.
Give her something.
Plus, like I said, one of the more common criticisms about AEW is their women's roster is, in some people's opinions, lacking. My opinion, there is some room to be done, but I don't think they're hurting that bad right now. There's definitely some women that seem like championship material, like to take on Riho. I mean, Awesome Kong is one of them. And speaking of which, that's who we had up next. So we have Tony Schiavone out on the ramp interviewing Allie. And Allie's going off about how she gets the cheap plug mentioning Nashville, get people cheering her, and then she says, I've been showing what I can do on AEW Dark, but I want to show you guys now what I can do on Dynamite. Immediately following that, we get the entrance of Awesome Kong with Brandy. I actually love their entrance. That entrance just aesthetically is really cool about how Brandy, you see her hand emerge on Kong's shoulder, and then she comes around the side as she comes into frame. It aesthetically looks pretty badass. Yeah, Awesome Kong completely destroys Allie on the ramp. They don't even have a match. She just beats her down right there on the ramp, pulls out a knife, which we've already saw on Full Gear, but it's still very unsettling. That's a weapon you don't see. It's like if you were to see a wrestler with a gun. You know what I mean? It's just... It's weird, man. The suspension of disbelief is gone at that point. It's like, no, we can't pretend about knives. But no, Brandy takes the trophy.
What you're doing is fake.
Yeah. Oh my God! Remember John Cena got stabbed? He got stabbed.
Really?
Yeah. Not on screen. The story was he was at a club and he got stabbed by. Oh God, what's his name? Oh my God, it's killing me. Damn it, man. Talk through this segment. I got to find out who stabbed John Cena.
The segment of Allie getting beat up, and that was kind of it.
And her hair, man.
Segment talk through. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I forgot. Yes. Freaking Awesome Kong cut off a lock of her hair. She held her down and she cut it off.
Yeah, man, she took another
trophy. Or was
trophy.
it Britt that did it?
No. So it was Brandy Rhodes. Brandy Rhodes cut it off and then handed it to Kong, who started smelling it. It was his name was Jesus. Jesus stabbed John Cena. Storyline wise, he was part of, I want to say, a faction or something. Gosh, I can't remember. I think he was backing up like this Guido wrestler. I can't remember. I just remember I was like, dude, that's out there. That's out there, man. You had a story roll where John Cena got stabbed, and he still beat the guy, even while stabbed. But anyways, yeah. So Kong has taken another trophy. I wonder how much how many how many women on the female roster like are actually going to lose their hair to her. It's quite interesting because Kong really is probably the most powerful wrestler outside of maybe Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose is up there too, and it's just because they're both they're large women who are powerhouses. I don't know, man. I don't know. But following Awesome Kong, we got the best promo segment of the night, man. Chris Jericho coming out.
This is probably one of the best promo segments of the month.
Yeah,
It was so good. I enjoyed this promo so freaking much.
Oh man, Jericho's back on his shtick about. He's in the ring, by the way. He's back on his shtick about how AEW, everyone owes him a thank you, and I love that. I love he knows how to control the crowd because Nashville loves Chris Jericho. I mean, who doesn't really? I mean, that kind of goes without saying. Like everybody loves Jericho. Well, Nashville, they oblige and they start saying thank you, and Jericho shuts him down. He says he wants thank yous from the people that matter, not a bunch of like jackasses in Nashville. I was like, oh my god, man! Like Jericho's the best. It's so good whenever you can see a wrestler just shut down an entire audience, like make everybody in the audience seem dumb. I love it, especially when they can counter the what chants in WWE. I love it if a wrestler can counter what chant. Yeah, but so yeah, while he's saying that he needs thank you and all of that, he goes off about Cody. We get Cody's music, which we didn't think he was going to be there. Out comes from the bottom of the platform, not Cody, but MJF.
MJF, so good.
These two...
so good.
Yeah, man. These two have... To say these guys have, like, chemistry is like saying that the ocean is damp. Okay? Like, these two in the ring, I want to see these guys as a tag team. Like, the next version of KO and Jericho, man. Oh my god. Yeah, because these two there's no way to do it justice. Like I said, but during this promo we found out a couple things. We found out that MJF was conceived during a match Chris Jericho had 25 years ago with Juventud Guerrero. That was one of the funniest damn things I've heard in a long time. And then they just have a really funny back and forth where they're teasing whether or not MJF wants to join the inner circle.
Do you want me in the Dark Order or in Dark Order?
The inner
circle. Do you want me in the circle? Do you want to be in the circle? Do you want me in the circle? Do you want to be in the circle?
Yeah, man, that was good. Oh my gosh, yeah, dude. These two had awesome. I could, like I said, I want a segment every week with these two on the mic, like countering each other. Then they start going off like I forget what they were saying, man. They start going off like who's the biggest jackass in AEW, and they're like, we're gonna tell you. They just battle back and forth, and then in unison they cheer out that it's Cody, which prompts Cody to come out against doctors and trainers' wishes. They're trying to usher him to the back. He rushes out, attacks both Jericho and MJF. Then out of nowhere, we get the debut of Wardlow. Excuse me if I get that wrong. He's had a couple promo segments. This guy is jacked. So he easily coming into AEW, easily has got to be the biggest guy on the roster. This dude is a giant. He proceeds to beat down Cody. Jericho dips. Jericho knows when he's not needed. Jericho just, he gets out. MJF directs traffic. Wardlow ends up wrapping his own tie around Cody's neck, hangs him over the ropes onto the apron while him and MJF just shouting into the crowd. Definitely made an impact. I think he's going to be essentially like MJF's bodyguard, his muscle, because MJF's not that big of a guy. He's kind of like Adam Cole size, maybe a little bit bigger than Adam Cole, but he's not really that big of a fella. And so for him to have backup and have some muscle which arguably being the largest guy on the AEW roster, I think it's probably a toss-up between him and Luchasaurus, although I think he's bigger than Luchasaurus. Ain't going to hurt, man. It's definitely not going to hurt. So I can see where that's going, man. No thoughts, Rob, on that? No? Okay.
No, you pretty much, you pretty much said it.
Yeah, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I brain farted. I didn't know where to go from that.
No. Yeah, I really did cover all of it. I didn't leave much room for you to to chime in. I'll tell you one thing though. This is where I am gonna get opinionated, and we'll see how you feel about it too. The next up match was between Pac and Hangman Page. Bro, I was not about this. This is one of the things that I can't stand that WWE does. This is what so many people criticize about WWE is the rematch, or the pay-per-view rematches. You have a pay-per-view, you have a winner in that pay-per-view, and then immediately following the very next night, you have a rematch and you do the 50-50 booking. Who does this help, man? Hangman Page wins at Full Gear, has a rematch with Pac, and now Pac wins. So who looks strong? You know, it's like, why did we even... I don't know, man.
They both do.
I don't know.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I really do. Now, again, I didn't get to watch Full Gear, so I didn't see the match. I don't really like the rematches either. However, these two are two powerhouses. They're not gimmicks. They're not dinosaurs. You know what I'm saying? They're not
They're not dinosaurs.
They're not plain, rich, snooty guys. They're who they are, and they go in the ring and they whoop ass. That's what they do. And this match was amazing. Like clotheslines from hell, power bombs from hell. I'm okay with this rematch. I really am. They can fight again next week, and I'd be about it. And then they can 50-50 all day, in my opinion. They're both good.
No, Rob, no. We can't do 50-50.
That's my opinion.
There has to be a winner.
Now, that opinion...
There has to be a winner, man.
But I'm the type of guy that doesn't care about that shit. I don't care who wins.
Hey,
I really
man,
don't.
now I gotta go back and bleep this. You better get on there and say we're not child friendly after you cussing like that.
We are not child friendly. When I get in the YouTube studio, I'm gonna check the box that says we are not a child friendly YouTube channel.
Damn it, I thought we were going to get the whole episode without cussing. We were almost there. Oh, man. So you're cool with this?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... no, I disagree with you. You know me. I try to play on the fence, but no, man. It's not this time. You know what the thing is, too? I know I'm going to hop on Twitter tomorrow, and there's going to be so many people throwing shade at AEW fans saying that we piss and moan and complain about WWE's 50-50 booking and their pay-per-view rematches, yet we're totally cool with AEW doing it. And AEW does it, and everyone's about it. I'm just going on the record right now. I'm not for it. I'm an AEW fan, and I was against this. Please don't at me that saying that I'm some fanboy. All right, look, I love all pro wrestling. I'm just not a fan of 50-50 booking, and I hate doing the immediate rematches, man. This was the choice is hot garbage. The match was awesome, but the choice is hot garbage. All right, and that's my take, man. That's my take.
Definitely an understandable opinion.
Yeah,
I see it for sure. But again, I'm going to go on the record and say, if you are a first-time listener, I am not your average wrestling fan. You can never throw another storyline at me again, and I wouldn't even honestly notice. I'm that kind of guy. But that's why I'm so happy with products. People are like, oh, that was trash. I'm like, that was one of the best things I've ever seen. Uzi Hot, so amazing.
Oh my God, let's not go there, dude. Let's not go there tonight, Rob. I almost was able to forget about Uzi Hot, and you got to bring that jump up.
I'm never going to let it go.
Oh, my God.
Also, I'm never going to let go of the fact that Daniel Bryan stooched just on a career-altering announcement. I'm still waiting, Daniel. I'm still waiting.
Hopefully that announcement comes up soon with Sami Zayn in them. But anyways, following the match, once again, Pac did win, ultimately. He avenged his loss with the Black Arrow, followed it up with the Brutalizer. Heyman Page is down and out. We get a backstage brawl, which this started off really fun. So they cut backstage, and already in the midst of a brawl, you got the Young Bucks taking on XLAX, Santana and Ortiz. At one point, very early on, I think it was Santana leaps off of a forklift onto, like, you know, you have the Young Bucks and backstage personnel and everything off a damn forklift, and then throws Matt Jackson, which if you're watching on YouTube, it's already spoiled, but throws Matt Jackson through a bathroom door, and there's just Orange Cassidy just standing there perfectly in frame. This is the funniest damn thing. I'm sorry, man. I busted out laughing so hard. Just this is such a great way to use Orange Cassidy. And granted, listen, I know I'm simplifying it. Orange Cassidy is good in the ring. He's good everywhere, but just having him randomly in backstage, like segments that are not related to him, and he's just there, shockingly, is perfect, man. It's perfect.
And the fact that you have him just standing in the bathroom, just doing what he does.
Just posing. He's posing. Not even in front of a mirror. He's posing for the door. He just.
Now, I just had a random piece of knowledge pop in my head. Wasn't Al Snow known as Leaf Cassidy one time?
Al Snow as Leaf Cassidy?
I think he was Leaf Cassidy. I need to look it up. I have to look it up.
Yeah, go ahead and look it up, man. I'll keep going through the segment. Yeah, this backstage brawl spilled through, or kept going through a commercial break. We come back. You said, yeah, he was?
Yep. Yes, Leaf Cassidy. I remember I had the poster from the WWE magazine, WWF magazine, and he was paired with Marty Jannetty as the New Rockers.
Oh, my God, no.
Wow, random piece of
Hey, man, hey, listen now. Who said we weren't educational? Okay. So the brawl continues on top of the stage, like through the commercial. These guys make it their way up the ramp. They take out Matt Jackson with a blackjack. I guess they described it's a sock filled with baseballs. Kayfabe-wise, I hope they were using tennis balls, because otherwise that looked really brutal.
It's no fun.
They took the blackjack to Nick Jackson's leg, and then they double powerbombed Matt Jackson through the stage, the same part of the stage that they did Ricky Morty, put him through. Afterwards, you got Brandon Cutler comes out. He's trying to tend to Matt Jackson, XLAX. They beat him down. And then ultimately afterwards, Private Party finally comes out of nowhere, break up the brawl, fend off the Young Bucks. Looks like that the Young Bucks are now going to be injured. They're going to be taken out of future programs. Maybe a week or two. And the next feud is going to be XLAX or Pride and Powerful taking on a Private Party, which that should be fun because, I mean, the tag team just to say that these two tag teams are awesome is such an understatement. The entire tag division is just stacked top to bottom, and I love it. They vary from style to style. You got XLAX's style, which is different than Private Party style, where they can hit Hurricanranas out of nowhere. The Young Bucks are known as some of the best high spots in all of the world, along with the Lucha Bros. Dark Order can tell stories, and they've got a hard-hitting style. Like, their tag division is easily, like, arguably outshines the main title, which is something that they set out to do.
Yes.
They wanted the tag division to be the main spotlight of the show, and damn it if it ain't, man. This is actually the first week in a while.
I do want to plug it out there, though, that if Dark Order would have just vanished, I wouldn't even notice.
Oh, no, I'm starting to come around to them. I'm starting to like them, man.
If I had to pick one tag team to go, it'd be them. I wouldn't even have to think about it.
Dark Order?
It'd be them. Goodbye. Yeah, it'd be.
I don't know.
Goodbye.
You can't do Jurassic Express because they're the only like real gimmick tag team. And then who else? Well, I guess the Librarians, they're not a tag team. They're just a pair of wrestlers.
Yes.
I don't know.
They could be a tag team if they were to do mixed tag for sure.
I'm trying to think of a tag team I would cut other than Dark Order because I don't want to agree with you. Let me see here. Private Party. No. They can hit Hurricanranas from literally anywhere. And yeah, God, no, you're not touching XLAX and Young Bucks and Lucha Bros. Who SCU, but I wouldn't fire them. I would just break them up. That's what I would do. So SCU,
I don't care much for SCU, but I can deal with SCU.
They're the
like
champs
the Dark
too.
Order, the whole goons and I don't know, man.
If you had to cut one tag team, if you had to cut or disband one tag team from all of AEW, folks, who would it be? Let us know in the comments, or go ahead and hit us up on Twitter. Who would it be? So XLAX, it is announced that they will be taking on Private Party next week on Dynamite, along with John Moxley taking on Darby Allin. We then cut to our main event, SCU, your inaugural tag champions, taking on the team of Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. They're trying to drape Inner Circle in all gold already. Match was good. Dude, I love Jericho. How can it's we have to find a way to not, like, anytime Jericho's involved in a segment, not to say I love Jericho, because it's just beginning to be too much, man. But it's hilarious, dude. Jericho, Guevara got the majority of the offense, like as far as received the majority of the offense. But Jericho at one point got beat down to the point where he crawled to the wrong damn corner and then just had to, like, shamelessly crawl all the way to Guevara and just hug his turnbuckle. Like, get me out of here. And Guevara had to console him. It was perfect, man. Like, it was so good. Oh, man.
Yeah, Jericho is a gem. He's the type that when he was like basically like, shut up, I don't want to thank you from you. Everybody in the crowd's like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, Chris. You're right. I'm sorry.
It's like, I saw.
You're right. I'm trash.
They panned to a crowd member, and they were like, "Yeah, that's us." Just like this, like a crowd member agreed to with him. Oh man. Oh my God. But you know what's really cool about this is what I've been saying on the previous AEW Dynamite recaps episodes that we've been doing. Scorpio Sky, man, future main eventer. So
valid.
Yeah, the match comes down to Chris Jericho and Scorpio Sky as the legal men in the ring. Scorpio Sky attempts, I think, like a crossbody off the top rope. Chris Jericho hits him with the code breaker. Sky kicks out, but then rolls up Jericho, which is the same way that they won the tag team championship titles, but rolled up Jericho and pinned the AEW heavyweight champion. Sky has now pinned the top champ on the show. And like I said beforehand, if there was a tag team I would disband, it would be SCU. Sky would come out as a main eventer and as an eventual champ. And we're already seeing signs of it. Does this mean Chris Jericho's next, challenger is Sky? Probably not.
Very well could.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but
be. AEW. I almost said the boo-boo word again. Stuff like that in AEW counts. Stuff like that counts.
I know it does. Yeah, Sky. I mean, it wasn't random that they had him pin Jericho. Is all I'm saying. It's not random. But yeah, the Sky pinned him. I don't think they'll have Sky go for it while he holds the tag titles, and I don't think they want SCU to drop the tag titles because Sebastian's saying this is the only time we're going to see SCU, with tag team gold. Sebastian believes that SCU will disband after they lose the gold, and they won't reform to ever get the gold back. And he believes that's why they're the inaugural champs. So give them the titles one time before they break up.
Let them have a turn, and then maybe they break up when they lose the belts. Oh, it was my fault, or it was your fault. No, it was your fault.
Right. Probably have Kazarian and Christopher Daniels turn on Sky. Sky seems like a babyface. He really seems like he could play either or, though. Like, Scorpio really seems like he could be heel or face, but right now he does seem kind of like babyface, where Daniels and Kazarian kind of have like a natural heel look to them. So that would be pretty cool. But that was the show, man. That was AEW Dynamite, jam packed episode. Like I said, they did more in those 2 hours than you might see over the course of 2 weeks in WWE television. I'm telling you. Like, for one, story... Now, granted, WWE... This isn't really meant to pin AEW against WWE, but with WWE over in, like, you know, the UK for Raw and SmackDown, AEW clearly by a landslide had more storyline development in this one episode than Raw and SmackDown had in 5 hours combined between the two. My opinion. If I'm wrong, tell me, man. Just tell me. But either way, man, it was awesome. I loved the episode. I mean, it left me wanting more, and I think that's signs of a good show is when you want more, man. Right?
Yes, valid.
Yeah.
I want more of Jericho and MJF.
Dude, oh my God, yes. Yes. Jericho and MJF. Dude, just give us like 6 months to a year of these two, like, just promos. I don't care if they're a team. I don't care if they're feuding. If they're feuding, don't even have them have a match. Just have them bicker at each other on the microphone. Like, just their banter alone, man, is gold. Oh my God. Give it to us. But, yeah, man, that's our show, I guess. It was pretty good. I don't think we have any questions. Damn, Rob. So, Rob, you said you're out Friday, right? You're gonna be trying to catch them all.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna be playing Pokemon. I'm probably not even gonna watch SmackDown. I'll be playing Pokemon.
Did you hear?
I mean, I'll have SmackDown on my TV, but I probably won't.
Rob's like, that's my day. Yeah, if it wasn't Call of Duty, it was gonna be Pokemon that I got. But I was like, you know what? I haven't got Call of Duty in years. I'm gonna try it out. Did you hear about Pokemon? They ditched a lot of Pokemon. Were you mad? Did you hear about any Pokemon that didn't make the cut that upset you?
See, Charizard made the cut, and that's it. Like,
that's all that matters, right?
Like, I'm literally like, that's the only thing that matters to me. Like, I would have been salty if he didn't make the cut, but I wouldn't be mad like some people. Like, I see why people are mad. I really do. They made some bull poop cuts.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, it's Generation 8, man. Like, you gotta move on.
You gotta.
But at the same time, I'd be mad if my dude didn't come with me. So
what if they add him as DLC? Would that upset you?
I don't think you could do that. No, you don't.
I'm just saying, what if they did? If they were like, hey, listen.
I mean, they could.
Would that make you mad, though? You're like, you got to pay for previous Pokemon to be included in your game?
Maybe. Like, it's really hard. When it comes to video games, it's really hard to make me mad. Like, some people would be mad, oh, now I got to pay for my Pokemon. I would look at it as now I'm putting food on the dev's plate. They need more money. I mean, like, granted, they have a lot.
One of the most
There's time. Like, okay, maybe I said that wrong. They don't need more money.
Maybe.
But the time that is put into video games.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta pay for the
was
stuff
there?
you want.
So I didn't look, but was there any controversial Pokemon left out? Like they were like, man, you left that one out?
Squirtle and Bulbasaur.
Oh dang! No way!
I mean, Squirtle and Bulbasaur didn't make the cut, but Charmander did. That's the biggest thing.
Oh man! See, I'm a Gen 1 guy. Showing my age here. I'm a Gen 1 guy.
Yes.
Oh, that hurts. So I mean, obviously Pikachu made the cut because he's like the damn mascot forever. But
yes,
damn, you cut Squirtle and Bulbasaur. Oh, that hurts. Yo,
but
they're gonna come
and
dude. They're gonna be in DLC.
Charizard
I promise you.
The Gigantum. I can't remember what they call it. The Gigantamax Pokemons.
Right, the Dynamax and Giantmax or whatever.
Yes,
yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah, the Dynamax. Charizard gets one of those too.
Of course he does.
I'm so sick of Charizard. Like, how can I be sick of Charizard, man?
You can't be sick. Listen, those are the 4 you cannot be sick of. You cannot be sick of any of the evolutions between Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and then Pikachu. If there's any one that you can be sick of, it'd be like Raichu. Raichu don't matter, you know?
Right.
But otherwise, any of the original 3 evolutions and then Pikachu, no, man, those are... No, you can't cut them. Man, that stinks, man. We're about to end our show on a downer, man, hearing that. That sucks. Anyways,
We
guys.
did a bunch of stuff that people are mad at, man, but I don't know, whatever.
Oh,
They
my
kept my
God.
Charizard, so sorry, suckers.
Anyways, guys. That's our show, man. Thank you all for joining us. Make sure to tune in on Thursday when we. Or no. Make sure to stay tuned for our NXT recap. Join us Saturday whenever we cover Friday Night SmackDown. And then at some point next week, we're going to be doing our throwback episode predictions. We got a bunch of extra stuff coming very shortly. We'll probably fill you in on the SmackDown episode. Until next time, you guys, man, y'all have a good one.
Yeah, buddies.